nothing else will do. My soul longs for you, my soul longs for you, and nothing else will do, nothing else will do.
Welcome. Cut 1, 2, blank. Welcome, warriors, to another installment of A Field Guide Spiritual Warfare, the video blog for Thursday, October 3rd, 2013. Well, today I had no intention of spending any more time on a paranormal show. But you know, right when we get just to the bottom of the barrel, all of a sudden, something else springs up.
You know, Lloyd, just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
Now, would you believe it? We actually have material today from the show Paranormal Witness, where Christians are actually portrayed standing their spiritual authority. Usually always the other way around. Usually always have to have a psychic come in and help the Christians, and you know. But today we actually have a full testimony of a Christian family kicking some stuff out. I know, shut up, right? This is for real. This is the stuff we're talking about, finally. You know, I'm excited.
Let's get excited. We just can't hide it. No, no, no. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it.
Oh, well, it's true. Let me roll the intro for the subject of today's video blog, and this is I call this one, I retitled the Paranormal Witness Show to, this is gonna be good, hold on, finally somebody gets it, finally.
These old southern homes, there's so much more to them than just a house.
There was a tension, like somebody was watching.
I knew this house contained secrets.
What Pandora did they just unleash?
There was something in this house, and it was trying to kill me.
Y'all be careful in this house. It's full of death.
So let's bring up to speed quickly what's going on. What we have is a house that's demonized. There's been lots of deaths in the house over a period of years that different families lived in the house, and there are demonic manifestations in the house of the family currently living in there. The family in the house are Christians. The father is a pastor. He moved his family out here because he couldn't afford going to seminary school and living in the house they're living in the city. So he moved his family out to this wooded area, this old farm, it's like a southern farm out in South Carolina or somewhere. So the father's away, and the oldest son, who's living in the house with demonic activity going on, he's a teen, he steps up and takes authority over the demonic in the house, and this is pretty cool. So we're going to roll his story. Because man, this is the stuff you should be doing. It's not like you run off to a psychic or talk to Ghostbusters. This is how you throw stuff out. This is how stuff gets done. Right on. Here we go. Let's listen to this guy.
I was convinced that this is not just ghosts. There's something else here that is trying to get at us, just like it got at the rest of those families that had lived here. I'm thinking to myself, I could walk away from everything just to go and live with my father. But I knew that if I did that, no one would be there to help take care of the family. I felt an enormous responsibility come over me. It was time for action. Pastor Jimmy explained to me that I needed to anoint this house, and he handed me a small bottle of oil. He entrusted me as someone who was mature enough to do this. And that made me feel proud. But also very nervous. Preacher Jimmy had told us we had to anoint each other before we anointed the house. we have to do every point of entry on this house.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord,
Every
He is my
door,
refuge and my
every
fortress, my
window,
God. In him will I
every
trust.
surface, every point of entry.
He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow
And
that
then
flieth
we moved to the roof because we were going to anoint the chimneys.
Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord.
I got the first chimney, I anointed it.
There shall be no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, for he shall give his angels.
I crawled across the peak of the roof to the other chimney. As I'm doing this, I can feel a pressure,
He that dwelleth in the secret place
like
of the
everything is closing in around me,
Almighty.
like I've got hands crushing in around me.
The Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in him will I trust. Surely he shall from the snare.
And all of a sudden I look down and there's a hornet on my arm. And next thing I know, there's hornets everywhere.
I was terrified because I know how allergic he is to stings.
Thou shalt tread upon.
This could kill him.
They shall bear thee up in their hands.
And I'm swiping, I'm trying to keep them off of me.
They were stinging him all over. His face, his neck, his arms, his chest.
Feels like somebody punching you. I'm starting to slide down a little bit. I realized this house could have killed me. I could have been its next victim.
It's physically attacking the children. I'm like, how much more can we do?
So what's cool here is we're kind of led to believe that the house cleansing didn't really work. But in actuality, there's so much grace in God. When you call God down, when, like I said, when heaven touches earth, it ain't heaven that changes. This kid called heaven down. This is really cool. Even though it looks like there's a lot of attack, yeah, he stirred up the hornet's nest literally, physically and spiritually. He stirred it up. Let's take a look. This is kind of a cool ending. I really like this one. It's pretty trippy.
But she wanted Ken and I to go and clean it up and make sure it was presentable when we gave it back to the owners. And that made me feel very nervous. I was in the room that had the great big rug in it. I pull the corner of the rug back. I see some strange markings and some writing underneath the rug.
You could see markings and symbols.
Wait, help me over there. Wait, help me over there.
We revealed this humongous pentagram. We knew this was a sign of witchcraft.
We didn't even finish cleaning that room.
We just got out of there. A few minutes later, a shiny silver Cadillac pulls up into the driveway. We had not yet met the landlord. I was expecting some old, grumpy old man to come showing up to get the keys. The door opens up. She was so beautiful, it just seemed unnatural.
And she walked past me and hardly acknowledges us.
I looked back and two other women got out of this car. The blonde lady comes back through the screen door.
She was just fuming. She demanded.
What have you all done with this house? There's nothing here anymore.
She said, "There are no spirits here. They've all left."
I prefer the weapon you only have to fire once. That's how Dad did it. That's how America does it. And it's worked out pretty well so far.
Don't you just love a happy ending? Oh, it's a great story. I love it. Jesus came down and just spanked the witchcraft. This is the way it works. You take your authority. A lot of people treat the scripture like it in itself is witchcraft. I'll just read a weapon formed against me, won't prosper. Well, it's just words until you back it up your faith and your trust. And that's when it becomes something alive. If you're like, oh, no weapon against me will prosper, and all of a sudden the demons are attacking me, what's going on? You just have to get to a point where this kid didn't just snap and go, you know what, I'm not taking this anymore. I'm taking action through Jesus in my own hands. Through Jesus completely, and he did. He went to his pastor, he got anointed. This guy did all the right things. I love it when God comes through and speaks through a young man. But this is it. They got spanked. This was awesome. This is an awesome ending. I love a happy ending. I love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it.